welcome to my YouTube channel. So I thought a really good first official YouTube video should be my signature makeup look that I do on 90% of my clients. Now, over the years, I've needed to create a makeup look that lasts really well, looks great in photos, and also great in person, of course. I've created this look after many years of trial and error of different techniques and products and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoy. If you're interested in knowing how I create my signature beauty makeup look, then follow along. Come on. Alright, now that I look crusty and dusty, I've taken off all of my makeup as best that I can without using a sink and a traditional cleanser. First thing we're going to do is skincare. And because I am a makeup artist and not a esthetician or skincare specialist, the products that I choose are specifically to help the makeup last. Like, I don't choose my products to help with any skin issues in particular. I like to use a moisturizer that's kind of got a thick consistency. I'm not a really big fan of primers just because I've had so many issues with primers in the past that I've just given up. Next thing I'm going to do is use a brow wax or brow gel. I like to do this kind of first in the makeup process because then the wax will have time to set by the time I get to my brows. So I'm just going to spray a disposable makeup wand. You can spray it with water. I like to rub it in to the wax. Brush the hairs up. And if someone wants a really fluffy brow look, you can leave it brushed up. But I just prefer my eyebrows to look just neat. And with the tip of the spoolie, I like to just kind of position the brow where I want it to be. And then by the time we get to filling in the brows with pencil or powder or whatever you decide, then they'll be really stuck on there. I like to start with the eyes first, just because any fallout that will come onto the cheeks, we can just wipe that away when it comes to it. So you don't have to be too neat. I like to use an eyeshadow primer. I like to carve out the brows. Carve out the brows, and if you go into the brows a little bit, don't really worry about that too much because we're gonna fill them in later. And then I like to lightly go down onto the eyelid. You don't want the eyelid to be too heavy with product because you'll then get creasing. So I like to then blend it out with a brush or a sponge or my finger. With my signature beauty makeup look, I like to either choose a cool tone or a warm tone palette. Starting off, I'm using a little bullet brush like this one, and I'm going to start with, in the outer corner, little circular motions, working my way through the crease. If you're doing it on yourself, just have your eyes open, looking straight forward into a mirror, and I'm looking straight forward, and I'm just putting it just above where my crease is, because if I fully relax, then it'll disappear. So I like to have the darkest part of the shadow on the outer corner and then pulling it into the inner corner. This step is probably the easiest because you can be quite messy with it because this is just a transition shade. And then I like to go in with a fluffier brush just to make sure that it's really diffused. And then with another small brush, I like to go in with quite a dark shade. And what I like to do is kind of almost go halfway, but like not quite. And I am placing the brush on the outer corner and flicking it inwards and going up to the crease, flicking it inwards like so. And then going back with my fluffy brush, and we're not adding anything to this brush, we're just then going in with circular motions, diffusing the edges. This part on the center, you don't have to worry about it too much right now. It's mainly just getting the outer part nice and soft. A lot of people do like a bit of shimmer, so that's what I'll be adding on now. And because we're doing a warmer makeup look, bronzy makeup look, I'm adding like a bronzy tone. And instead of going right on the inner corner, I like to add my shimmer to the center of the eye. A flat brush, I'm just applying the majority right on the center of the eye. And I like to just have the shimmer peeking through the top. So when their eyes are open, you can still see a little bit. I'm just brushing the excess off on my hand. And I'm just gonna feather the edges. So it's like a diffused shimmer. I'm getting another flat brush, just go like a cream color. And this is going on the inner corner. The inner corner can be tricky because if you're someone who has, you know, more mature skin or even just some extra, you know, eyelid, so open their eyes and look downwards. Kind of tightens the skin right here, so you won't get any like of that like skipping look, because when someone closes their eyes it gets a bit wrinkly, and this really brightens up the look. You can even take this onto the brow bone. I like to line the lashes with liquid liner. Start with a really, really thin line. I need to concentrate. I like to have a really thin line just so when my eyes are rested, you can still see a bit of the shimmer and a bit of the eyeshadow. If you want to elevate this kind of look just a smidge more, go in with a little bit of a dark, dark, dark shade. You can even go black on a little smudging brush and go over the liner on the outer corner. Kind of gives it like a smoked out look on the end. And you can probably tell that I'm not worrying about the bottom part of the eye right now, because that comes after the concealer and all that stuff. And then with my big fluffy brush, just diffusing it. Someone has hooded eyes, like myself, take the dark shade just above the crease, and then when they're open, it always turns into that C shape, so then just buff it out. And next is mascara and lashes, and I'm going to jump off camera to do that right now. All right, mascara and lashes are on. I also did some black eyeliner on my tight line. Yeah, so you can create a really simple look, but as long as they got lashes on, then it looks amazing no matter what. So let's get onto skin. So just choose whatever foundation you prefer to use. I like to use a more hydrating foundation. Hydrating is better because we're going to be using a lot of powders later on. So I'm going to be adding my foundation, and you don't need to add a lot of foundation because we're going to be doing a lot of layers, and each layer will add more and more coverage onto the skin. Start off with one thin layer and start off the foundation in the center of the face where you want the most coverage, and then blend outwards. You can probably tell that I am using a shade that looks really fair, but once we get onto the blush and bronzer and all that jazz, then it won't look so fair. Okay, so the next step will be concealer. I like to conceal first under the eyes, and I'll do the inner corners first. And I won't blend it straight away. And then find any spots that you want to cover. And then the excess, I like to go around the nose, because I feel like a lot of people touch their nose, and that's a big concern for a lot of people. They say that around the nose starts to come off first. With the excess, I like to then blend it. So that is the foundation done. This amount of makeup I find is really flattering. So when I powder someone's face, I will typically use a HD or really finely milled loose powder. You want to use an extremely small amount. I go under the eyes first, tap, tap, tap. And then the center of the face, the chin, and the forehead. And then just lightly everywhere else. I like to do bronzer next because we'll do bronzer, blush, highlight, and I feel like they sit well in that order. It's up to you. For me, because I'm really fair, I'll do a cool tone bronzer slash contour. I will aim for the majority of the product to be here. I like to do a rounder shape because it makes them look more youthful, and I like the youthful look because I'm getting old. Kind of go hugging around the cheeks, so when someone smiles, it really lifts up the face. And then I like to go a little bit under the chin, and I've got a massive forehead, so we'll do that. I have such a thing for shimmery blushes right now. I love it. So with blush, essentially, I just like to go above the bronzer, and I like to go a little bit around the eye. It's just personal taste, so it's just what I like to do and what I think looks the most flattering. So it's not just one hard line of pink. It kind of looks like it's meant to be, you know, it's a part of your face rather than just on your face. And because it has got shimmer in it, I like to go a little bit higher too. And a little bit on the nose, on the lips, and on the chin. Now highlight, and I like to do right on the cheekbone, and I like to bring it forward a little bit. So when someone smiles, you've got that beautiful little sheen right there, and then pull it up and around the eyebrow and on the nose. And you've probably noticed that I've used the same brush for all three things, and I feel like just using the same brush really helps blend everything as well. So the next thing is another translucent powder. Because it's translucent, it's not going to cover up any of, you know, the colours that we put down. I like to use these little disposable sponges. So I'll put some on the sponge, and the first thing is under the eyes. It looks like a lot of product, but I won't leave it on there. I actually like press it in and move it around. This will really highlight under the eyes, help the concealer really set. It really helps smooth the skin as well. And with the excess, I like to go over everything. And the smile lines is a big problem for people, so really press into the smile lines as well. The next thing I like to do is to get like a really light bronzer and just kind of blend everything around the face. And this helps merge your skin into the hairline. A lot of people forget, if they've got a fake tan on, people forget to tan behind their ears. So I like to make sure that that's matching. Next step, now that we've finished with the face, is the eyebrows. I just will fill in the gaps. I don't do any special bells and whistles or anything like that, but I just like that natural brow look. Now we're going to do under the eyes. So I'll just get the sponge and lightly pull down and just line under. So then we're going back in with the initial bullet brush that we used, and I'm actually not putting any extra product on it. And I'm going to use this to add a tiny bit of dimension to the outer corner. Then the fluffy brush, just going ham, but I kind of like that real smudged, blown out look. And then mascara. And then last but not least is lips. My favorite lip combo is just a dark neutral lip liner and just like a colored gloss. So I actually don't remove the foundation from the lips. I find that when I remove it, then the lip liner doesn't want to stick to freshly cleansed skin. So because the lips are a little bit dry, it actually sticks really well. And feather it in, but just on the inner corners. And then with the lip gloss, I'm just going to use my finger and just add the lip gloss. And the lip gloss just helps blend the lip liner. And that is the finished look. This is my signature beauty makeup. This kind of makeup is, in my opinion, just looks great on everyone, is very flattering and wears really, really well, looks great in photos, and it feels really good too. Like, it doesn't feel like a lot. If you enjoyed this video or have any suggestions for future videos, then comment down below. Please subscribe. I will be posting a lot more videos, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.